We're live. Good morning. You hit the lights. We have a special guest this morning in the middle of the week. Oh, let me light. It's chilly in the house this morning, and there goes the dog. Look who's lurking in the background. If only he had a Grinch costume, it would be so great if he had a Grinch costume. Oh, look. He's my hero. Oh, thank you. Papa Jim brought this home yesterday. It was a gift from work. It is a lovely, something that people don't often have. It is a wool blanket. Gotta admit, it's a little scratchy, but it's okay. It's okay. Oh, goodness. Yeah, get yourself in frame there, sweetie. Hi.
Well, howdy do,
Major. Denise, good morning. So Denise can attest to the fact that we're under a little bit of a cold snap here. It's not as bad as I thought it was going to be, but bad enough that Papa Jim stayed home from work. A lot of his coworkers stayed home from work. He actually got a call this morning from one of his coworkers. Right, it was before the sun came up. And they said, I'm turning around going back home. Yeah. There's no sense because there's so much snow blowing across the roads. It's just not safe. So Papa Jim stayed home today. I can report that I can't see the next street over. So that's about a half a mile. We live in 1 square mile blocks. We're in the middle of our block and I can't see the next road over. Yeah. So good morning, Nicole, tuning in from work. Welcome. Don't get in trouble. Shh. I'll behave myself. I'll watch my language if you're at work. So we have Papa Jim this morning. We were just discussing what we're going to have for breakfast. What did you guys have for breakfast? We haven't had breakfast yet. If you've had breakfast today yet, what did you have? We're going to discuss, oh gosh, you should see the snow blowing across that road.
So our winds, just so everybody knows where we live, our winds are supposed to increasingly pick up, or in time-wise, as the day progresses, we're going to get more and more winds. And by tomorrow, we're supposed to have up to 40 to 50 mile an hour gusts.
Yeah, it's going to get windy. Yeah. And we're protected by our grove of trees.
Yes.
So I did pop the window in the bathroom earlier just to listen out into the grove. You can hear it.
I had to pop the window.
To listen to the wind. Not that wind. The real wind.
So, yeah.
And it wasn't evident yet. It wasn't, some nights you can just hear it howling through the grove of trees.
Yes.
It's not there yet, so I just closed it back up. I was going to record it and show it to you guys. It's not there yet, but it's windy and you can see the wind. Now, we didn't get a lot of snow, and they didn't say that was going to be the danger for us was a lot of snow. But what we've got is we've got enough snow that once those winds really kick in and it's blizzard conditions, and let's check real quick. Good morning, Rochelle. He's playing hooky, but this man does not play hooky. I do have to tell you, he's got a really great work ethic, but when it's not safe to go in, he's getting better. He didn't always used to be. He's getting better. It used to be come hell or high water, he was going to work. And then I sit and I worry.
A few years ago, I went to work and I didn't leave probably when I should have. And on the way coming home, I literally was in the center, what I thought was the center of the road. Hush! I could tell by, hang on.
There she goes. See, I told him, I said, every time I go live, that dog wants to go outside. Maybe she doesn't like the sound of my voice. Does it grate on her nerves? Is that what it is? She's like, let me out of here.
She knows.
Oh.
Anyway, so.
Yeah, it's coming your way, guys.
I was going down the road. I was barely moving. White out, could not see. I could barely see the telephone poles. And so that's how I knew that I was, hopefully I was in the center of the road. And literally it took me probably a 30-minute drive, took me probably 2.5 hours of trying to make it home. And I told myself right there that
it's not worth it.
And the employers always say it's your decision. You decide when you should. And so as an employee or whatever, you're thinking, no, I'm going to, I want to hang it out. I want to be the employee that, shows everything. No, don't.
Because what's the worst thing you can say to you when weather gets this way?
What?
What's the worst thing they can say to you when weather gets this way?
I don't know what.
You choose where you live.
That's what I'm saying. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I've had an employer tell me that you choose where you live. Because we live out in the country.
8-foot snow drifts. You can't
Yeah.
get anywhere. We didn't
So.
see anybody. Well, I don't know if they were 8 foot, but they covered a minivan, so I don't know how tall they were.
Right. I don't work for that employer anymore anyway. So.
But when we couldn't make it in, like you couldn't leave. We were here for over a week, stuck because the snow plows had not dug us out.
Yeah.
And he was told, "Well, you chose where you work, or you choose where you live."
So
because they were dinging him. They were dinging him. It's like he got demerits at work, and they were dinging him. They were, well, you didn't come in. Well, I couldn't come in. Well, you choose where you live. And so what was your response? I choose where I work too.
So, but
that was a bad day.
It was, don't, yeah.
Nicole or Rochelle says our neighbor is like that in her little car, and Randy is sick of pushing her car when it gets stuck. So now he tells me to tell her it's not allowed to go anywhere when it starts to storm.
Right.
Yeah. We had a really bad blizzard here one time, and we're protected by this grove of trees. I mean, it might not look like it's that bad, but as soon as you clear the grove of trees, you realize how bad it is. And our son was here one day. He goes, "Well, I'm going over to so-and-so's house." And it's like, there's a no tow ban in place. Like if you end up in a ditch or in an accident or your car breaks down, they're not coming to get you. And it's cold and it's blizzardy and rain or snowing and it's bad. Don't go. He's like, "Oh, I'll be fine." 4 minutes later, the phone rings. He's in the ditch, drove right off into the ditch because he couldn't see where the road was. And he was maybe half a mile from us.
Right. So we live
half a mile.
We live in the center of a block from a street to a street. And so we're in the middle. So like from where we're at right now, I can see the next street to the east of us. Well, the next road. He was to the next road to the west of us. Tried to make the corner to head north to his friend's place. And literally when he made the corner, he didn't make the whole corner. He drove direct into a ditch. And so he calls me. And so guess what I get to do?
He then has to go out into the blizzard. And I'm left sitting here by myself, worried, because now I've got 2 of them out there in this mess.
And he's literally, I think he was even wearing like basketball shorts and a jacket. So I had to crawl underneath the car while he stayed in his car, hook up the chain, and pull him out.
I thought you left it.
No, because I didn't want the snowplow to hit it.
Oh, I thought you guys left it in there.
No, I had to yank it out. And so then anyway, fun times.
I'm glad my job is more understanding. I'm over an hour away out in the country, and I'm not coming in if the weather's bad, period.
Right.
He's getting to that point now. How long of a drive is it to you to go to work? About half an hour?
25 miles. It's 25 miles. It takes me about 30 minutes. It takes me, which is funny though, it takes me 40 to 45 minutes going there and 30 minutes to get home.
It is -8. That's our actual temperature right now here in Iowa. -8 feels like -35. It is cold out there.
So if anybody
really
remembers an old movie, Roadhouse with Patrick Swayze, and you've got, what was his name? Wesley. Oh,
Wesley.
That was in his car with the music going from like zigging across the road, just singing, just like no care in the world.
I drive that way.
That's me going to work in the morning because I leave early to get to work, and I do it, and I take my time, and I don't. And everybody says they'll get behind me. I had a coworker get behind me and say, "Well, God, you drive so slow," and I says, "Well, I'm not in a rush. I'm not in a rush."
I was driving that way one day. I was swerving, getting down, got Aerosmith going in my Mustang, and then the cop came this way.
Yeah, you weren't going slow.
Oh no, I wasn't going slow.
So
I got a ticket on my birthday.
But
love Roadhouse.
So
yes.
I told my coworker, and who's young, early 20s. I says, your whole life you're in a rush, and then when you get to a point in your life, you realize that you rush through a big chunk of your life.
Yeah.
So not me.
Slow down and enjoy it.
That's it. So
we did that on our trip. We stopped at little places. We're not in a rush to get anywhere. If we pull in a little late, that's okay. Not in a rush.
Well,
but we did a lot of stuff. So it was kind of rushed because I planned too much. But I think we were a couple hours late checking into our first place because we stopped and
we
enjoyed
were
things.
a couple hours late everywhere. What are you talking about?
Yeah. Okay, so I've got this lovely wool full of static.
How many people do we have in here? 4 or 5?
4, 5, yeah.
So I know where one person's from. Where's everybody else from, and what's your temperatures? I'm just curious.
Well, we know that Denise is
That's
local.
right. I know where she is.
And so she's -8 with a wind chill of -35. We know that the major, if he's still here, he's over in London.
Right. So major, what kind of temperature? I know that when I was here in the weekend, you said it was 1 degree Celsius. And so I'm just curious what it's over there.
So Nicole, enlighten Jim, if you don't mind, what things are like in your neck of the woods. And then Rochelle's going to be getting what we're sending her this way. Ooh, look at that snow blow across the road.
So, yeah. So let's see. I'm just curious.
When the wind picks up and it hits the snow that's in the fields, because we're surrounded by fields that have all been harvested now. Yeah. I'm not kidding. Those sheets of snow that blow across, maybe 30, 40 feet tall?
Oh, at least, yeah.
Yeah. And he says he can see the next road. I mean, you could barely make out where the intersection is because the telephone poles.
I'm looking at the street.
You can't see the road.
I'm thinking it's a street sign. It may not be.
And we live on gravel. We're out here in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. So.
Snow squalls coming tomorrow. Right now, Rochelle is 39 degrees.
Right.
And Nicole's near Houston, so it's going to be cold there too. It's 51 right now, but the cold will hit us this afternoon and will be 14 degrees by tomorrow morning.
Right.
We'll be below freezing for over 24 hours, so there will be busted pipes all over Texas. I know that Gwen was saying something about that yesterday. I didn't get a chance to read it, but I did happen to catch a glimpse of what she had said. I'd said that you guys had that really tough winter in Texas a few years ago, and hoping that I want to make sure I say it the right way. Not like, gosh, I hope you guys learned something. I'm hoping it was enough that people were like, okay, we know now that things are going to start changing.
A little eye opener.
And maybe we need to put some things in place in case it happens again. But she said, the problem is their pipes aren't deep enough. Even if you prepare as much as you can, the pipes freeze in the ground because they're not buried deep enough.
Well, depending on where you're at, correct.
Yeah, so that's what some of the things they deal with.
Because when codes and stuff for like plumbing and stuff, they do the freeze lines of what the average is, and then they go a little bit below that. Like ours, I think our pipes are usually 6 feet or below.
He heard it. I told you. There is something big. There's either a squirrel or a rat. That was not a mouse. There is either a squirrel or a rat in between floors of this house. And the other day I was up in the guest room. I'm so scared. I was in the guest room and I moved something. And I noticed a pile. So it's like something's building a nest up in my guest room. We need to maybe this weekend we will record unearthing what is living underneath my cedar chest. But you heard it.
I did hear it.
Did you guys hear it? I don't know if you guys heard it.
So like Rochelle, they're east of us? Southeast?
Rochelle is east of us.
Yeah.
Nicole's going to be probably directly south and a little bit to the west of us.
So she's in the great state of Texas?
Texas. And I believe Gwen is down that way as well.
Yeah. So I heard that the storms are, unfortunately, and this is the last time I heard, was that the actual blizzard part, you're going to get cold weather, but you're probably going to see a good amount of snow that you guys aren't used to because of the way so.
Just so you guys know, Papa Jim is a semi-professional race car driver
and an amateur
weatherman.
So you're going to get the extreme cold weather coming from the north. That's going to come down, and it's called a polar whatever, but I call it
Vortex.
the Polar Express. Broke through from Saskatchewan or something like that.
Saskatoon!
And so it's coming down. And as it comes down with that extreme cold weather, you're going to get warm moisture up from the south. And the two when they come together, they're going to create a blizzard.
He thinks he's on Groundhog Day. You're channeling your best Bill Murray. I think our fence is going to snap. Oh, goodness. Oh, we're getting snow, but mainly bad wind tomorrow. We thought we had a huge thing in the attic one night. Turned out it was a mouse dragging the trap. Oh, goodness. No, this has been going for a while. When he goes to bed at night, I tell him, I said, I hear something above the kitchen. And it's like gnawing. It's like eating the house. The house is going to fall in one day. It's eating. Well, then I found something under the cedar chest. I think it's actually eating the floor out of the cedar chest.
Maybe. And
it's a pile. So we need to go. But, when we renovated this house in between the floors, we found squirrels' nests. I don't know how they're getting in there, but there was a squirrel. And then the first year we were here, this was our bedroom down right here because the whole upstairs needed to be gutted and renovated. And we had our head on that far wall. That's where the head was of the bed. We didn't have a headboard then. And there was something living upstairs. And of course, we had ripped all of the walls out because we were in the middle of renovation. And it was a rat. It was a very large rat.
Yeah.
It was actually the most beautiful rat I've ever seen. The fur was beautiful on this thing. But it was coming down through behind the staircase and getting dog food. And it was taking it upstairs. And then it would drop it down in between the 2x4s of the walls. And it was like listening to a game of Plinko because it would drop the dog food. It would go all the way down. And we just sit there at night and listen to the dog food Plinko game right behind our heads, just inches behind our heads. So we set traps up, live traps and stuff. And it wasn't happening. And then it was like, we're going to die in a fire one night because it's going to start eating the wires. So Papa Jim set a trap that was going to work. And it went off one day. And I mean, that thing was so big.
It was.
When people came by, when family came by, he's like, I got to show you the rat. And they would take them out to the dumpster and open the dumpster and look at the rat. As this, from tip to tail.
Oh, yeah.
At least this big.
His body was probably that big and like that big around. He was fat. He was eating good dog food. Anyway, but I knew setting them mice traps and stuff that it wasn't catching them. And so I thought, well, maybe I'll set one of those big old school boom, and I caught him. And when it was, yeah, never mind.
But he was beautiful.
It was beautiful.
I felt bad that was the way he had to go because he was beautiful. He wasn't like a dirty, ugly, nasty sewer rat. He was beautiful. Two-tone fur. It was like a light gray to dark gray. It wasn't black and white.
He had a collar with a bow tie on him.
They want you to know,
top hat.
Watching you explain the weather's like watching an interpretive dance. Mr. Jim is in the house. Yes.
Right, Major.
Talking about how deep your pipes are buried. We have no frost line here, so most of our stuff is only 8 inches or so deep.
Like when we were
Don't get him started on that, Gwen. We'll get kicked off of
when we were out west. All of our pipes were basically most of the time it was only probably deep enough so when you're doing like light gardening or your yard, your grass or whatever,
put your tiki torches in the ground.
Yeah, you wouldn't hit them, but they were not deep at all.
And they were like really thin eggshell PVC pipe stuff. They weren't good pipes. Here we've got some good cast iron pipes and they're deep and like our water for the animals.
So you don't know
what
our piping. We have cast iron going into the house, but everything that runs from the well is like big. They call it Orangeburg plastic, heavy duty, like tubing, and it's one continuous span. There's no joints in it.
But for the water for the animals, those hydrants, they're 6 feet deep.
They are minimum. Those are 10-foot hydrants, and they stick out of the ground 3 feet.
All right, so about 7 feet down.
Deep down. All right, they're 7 feet deep.
And if you don't close it all the way when you're done using it, then it freezes and bursts, and then you've got problems.
And then I found
you can't feed or water your animals.
That you just don't bury it in the dirt. You have to have gravel around it too, because the whole concept of a hydrant is when you shut the hydrant off, the actual valve that turns the water on and off is down 6 feet or 8 feet down. And so when you shut the water off, that pipe has to drain back down so it doesn't freeze. Well, it can't freeze if it's surrounded in hard dirt.
I love that Papa Jim uses the same finger to point to things when he discusses stuff as my dad used to do.
Which finger's that?
You're like, and when it comes down, I saw it. Let's see. I like my pipes buried deep, right? At least 8.
Say what?
Michelle.
Well,
Michelle and I were getting so much trouble. I need a cup of tea. It's cold in here. Everybody grab something warm. We're going to share. We're going to pull what tea we're going to have today. You know what I love? This new blanket, this wool blanket, it's like got little fibers that are, every time I clap, little fibers come out and I'm choking on them. We have a really cool mail call. We're going to do our advent calendar of the day for the kindness for the little kiddos. And let's pull some tea, though. Let's do that. Yesterday's tea, which Papa Jim did not get to try yet, that was hazelnut chocolate.
let me smell it.
21. We're going to put this one
smell
back.
Because that sounds good. So Papa Jim, I'm speaking in a third sentence, whatever you call it.
First person point of view.
Likes when
No,
somebody
third
speaks
person.
in third
Okay.
person or
I
whatever.
don't know. First, second, third.
No, third.
It's like going through the cousins thing, twice removed.
Oh, see, I like that. Oh,
He
what is
likes that one.
Is that
That's a
nut?
hazelnut.
Well, that's a pretty big nut.
We do big nuts around here.
Good
Ask the
Lord.
squirrel that's digging around upstairs.
What's the squirrel's name?
Papa Jim. Oh, let's open up our advent calendar for our 24 days. My dad would do that to make you laugh. I have my cheese grated, my Bisquick in the bowl, and my sausage out. So it all gets room temperature so you could make some sausage balls. Okay. Y'all are nuts. Yes, ma'am.
So
24 days of Christmas. Let's put 21 back. You keep talking and I'll find 22. Or there's
Is it
22. Grab
Yeah.
22 right there, Papa Jim.
all right.
Oh, we got a cute little box today. The little box is
Have you noticed
pink
that
and purple.
you're running out of numbers?
We're running out of numbers. After today, we only have 2 numbers left. We'll have 23 and 24, and then that's it.
So there's not 25?
No, you just go up until Christmas.
Oh, Christmas Eve.
Because Christmas is when you get all the good stuff.
Is it? Have you
Okay.
been good this year?
I've been a good little girl. He gives me stuff all year.
Oh.
The kids signed up to bring cookies to the class party tomorrow, but Randy thinks that school will be canceled. School's canceled here. It
Yeah.
might be canceled there.
I forgot how many school counseling, but there's hundreds and hundreds of schools being
Yeah.
canceled in this area. So.
What do we got, Papa Jim?
All right, here we go.
In this pretty little pink and purple box. Don't lose it. Don't lose it. Fucking
It won't come out.
don't fling your stuff. Don't be a stuff flinger.
Oh, that's a different smell.
Cute little box. Look at our little
All right,
box for the
so-
22nd.
Oh,
No tea Christmas morning, only beer, says the major.
Oh, look how pretty that is.
I see something pretty.
Can everybody? You're not gonna be able to see that, but can everybody see
Yeah,
that?
they can. They'll be able to see it if you get it just where there's no glare from the snow blindness going on outside.
Oh, shit.
Down.
Oh my gosh.
No, tilt down, tilt over, close, tilt down, up. Oh, I see pieces of candy cane. I see pieces of candy cane. All right, let's read what it is.
Can people see that? I know what it is.
You
You
do?
don't know. What do you think it is? If you see a candy cane, what else is in there? And you see
Is it bark?
no,
Peppermint bark candy
No.
tea?
no,
No?
no.
What is it?
Oh, I know, but you know. So it is first word.
Peppermint,
No. Ho ho ho.
Santa.
Second word. I know what it is, but you don't. I know what it is, but you don't.
You're boasting?
No.
You're
If
bragging?
I know something and you don't, what's it called?
A secret.
Bam.
Santa's secret. Oh, Santa's secret with
You
little
s-
candy canes
You
in it.
still did not know the name of the ship that took him to Gilligan's Island.
The minnow? The mackerel?
The mackerel.
The SS mackerel? Okay, Santa's Secret. Let's see what our ingredients
Now, who knows
are.
what movie that's from?
Yeah, what movie is that? Again, you're channeling Bill Murray today, aren't you? Lots of Bill Murray today. Let me find Santa's Secret. Here we go. Here are the ingredients. What are you doing to me? You do that, it won't be a secret. Santa's Secret has black tea, peppermint, sprinkles, rice flour, palm and palm kernel oil, which, you know, we won't get into how I feel about that. Flavoring, flavoring. It's not organic by any means. You know, red lake, cellulose gum, 40 titanium dioxide, all this other stuff. So it's not natural, but you know, sometimes that's the fun and stuff.
Okay. Whoa, what was that?
That was yesterday's tea.
Did it open?
No, it didn't open.
Oh, you're lucky.
But it did take a dive.
Hey, so
Dive.
me the importance of this.
The importance of it is it's
dude, you did 2 of them.
I knocked 2 things over? How'd I do that?
How'd you get 2?
Oh, the box came open. Oh, we lost several.
So how do
Man
I know?
overboard.
So how do I know what number 9 is?
It does. It just put it in a box, baby. It's okay. It's going in backwards.
Well, what do we do on day 9
I don't know.
and day 13?
I don't know. Give me that.
Okay.
I'll try to be more careful when I put the
So
box.
what is
away.
my temperature?
Your temperature for this one is going to be for Santa's Secret
Is up there at the top, right there.
200 degrees. We're going to steep for 3 to 5 minutes.
All right. Water is a brewing.
Water
Or
is
steeping.
brewing.
No, it's not brewing. It's not steeping. It's brewing right now.
It's brewing.
Uh,
This is the second one that I can't open. Hang on.
Don't
If
fling
you-
it.
if
Don't
you-
fling it. Don't
If he
fling it.
wasn't here today, we might not have been able to have our tea.
Don't fling it.
It's on there tight.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
That's Santa's Secret. He super glued the container shut. It's
It's
tough
going. I just don't. The biggest thing you do is you want it to go and then it'll go everywhere.
and spill everywhere. You know, on top of the microwave, I have some really pretty pinch pots that Papa Jim bought for me. One has our Redmond's red pink Himalayan salt in it. The other one has some really coarse ground pepper, and we use them for cooking and for our meals. I was walking by the other day, and the whole pepper one just flew right, just and dumped all over the place. So I picked it up, put it back.
When
walked
you
by.
say
It went
dumped,
twice.
did it dump to the floor or just to the counter?
No, just to the
I was gonna say, I
countertop.
hope you're not scooping it up off the floor and putting it back in. Not with what we got running around here.
The squirrel loves it.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait, my hat.
Here.
Wait. It's my hat.
Oh, that's kind of nice. Here. You're fine, Papa Jim. What do you guys think of Papa Jim's shirt? It's not a shirt.
I like it.
You like that? What
I
are you sporting
like
today,
it.
Papa? I'm asking you what you're wearing.
What'd you say? I'm what?
What are you sporting? Like, what are you wearing?
Hang on.
Get your mind out of the. Let's get this into our cup here, or into our infuser. Oh my Lord!
Okay, so if people are curious on what
just throw it all
I'm
over.
wearing, what I am wearing
Do your whole Vanna thing. You're gonna channel Vanna now. Do.
here.
Lost my.
So
I lost my.
people have to.
I lost my blanket. My shoulders are
All
gonna
right,
get
put the
cold.
camera down a little bit so they can see. There, watch this. Okay, see this? So I'm gonna stand up here. See
Woo!
it?
Sexy.
Woo!
Woo!
Look at. I'm gonna show you a little knee.
Oh,
Little knee.
Oh.
I'm wearing a man's nightgown.
He's wearing a man's nightgown. Doesn't get any better. It's not a snuggie.
It's a night shirt.
Santa's a jerk. Santa's Secret. That's right, because we couldn't get it open. It's a night shirt. He's got a couple of them. He really likes them. If I would have known he was going to put his night shirt on, I would have put my colonial nightcap on and a flannel
But
nightgown.
I wanted
We'll save that for Saturday morning
I
for
figure if I'm
Christmas Eve.
snowed in and everything like that, I'm gonna go do the whole thing. So I got my sweatpants on, my nightshirt on,
All of the animals are snugged
my
away.
beanie.
No heat lamps are being used, so we don't have to worry about any
No.
fires. They'll be okay. They're nice and snug, says Bugs and Rugs. While the water is going and getting warm, Papa Jim, where is your little pocket knife to open our package?
I don't have a little knife.
We have a mail call. It's a special mail call. It is super sexy, huh? Major says you're looking super sexy today, Papa Jim.
All I have is a big knife.
That's what they all say. Ooh.
You need a knife? You can rip it open.
Might just
You're
rip
probably
it
gonna
open.
break it.
No, because it's cross done.
There.
Woo! You know, way to a girl's heart. It could be dangerous.
Is it sharp?
It's sharp. I'm just being careful so it doesn't let loose and stab myself in the gut
Here,
in front of
there you go.
everybody.
Okay, so this is the number one rule of knives. You don't cut something open pointing towards yourself. Just saying.
When do I ever follow the rules?
Yeah, true that.
Truth. Okay. I think that's pretty much got it.
Let's see something. Put your hand. Put your hand. Put these hands up. That's why she's like that.
Missing a finger. Okay, I'm going to hand this back to you properly.
No, that's not properly.
I'm not closing it.
You're supposed to hand it by the blade.
Really?
You're supposed to hand
It's
somebody
the
a knife.
opposite of, oh, well, I'm not putting the blade in my hands. Then you'll rip it from me, and we all know where that goes. I'm telling you, there's little flurries. Yeah, you read Major's comment there. Major. Okay, things look good so far. So let me remind you guys, now
Yeah.
I'm overheated. Whew, too hot, too hot.
So there's a story about that, Major.
It's going to fall on the ground.
What? It did fall on the ground.
Oh, man, my
That's it.
blanket fell.
You're done.
I'm going to the train
This was
station.
a gift from my boss.
Going to the train station. The blanket, not the man's nightgown. The man's nightgown was not. I'm
No.
too hot, Daddy.
Oh, well,
I had
down here.
That's where I thought it was go. Ooh.
Anyway, so I too sleep in God's nightgown, but we will literally be have like 16 blankets on top of the bed, and Country Mom will be underneath all of them, and I'll be sitting on top of them, going, "My gosh, I'm just dying here." So, but
Furball. Okay, so last week I was sharing with you about how we lost all of our Christmas ornaments.
that's pretty sexy, ain't it? My knee is pretty sexy.
Oh, Lord. I was sharing about how we lost all of our Christmas ornaments and how my most treasured ornament was the egg that my aunt had blown out the innards and had decorated, and it was all pretty and everything. And we lost that. And so my cousin,
That was actually really sweet.
my cousin Jane said, she wrote me privately and she goes, "Was that one of Aunt Lodi's eggs?" And I was like, "Yeah, it was." And look what came in the mail. So I'm going to hand Papa Jim the box.
Is it protected?
It was protected in a very good layer of bubble wrap,
that's
and then
good.
she's got it here in a bag, and she's got a little Merry Christmas tag. I want to be very, very careful that this does not drop because this is precious. This is probably at least 50 years old, at least. It's got a little tag here. We'll hang this on the tree too. To Alicia, in memory, from Jan and
Yeah,
Aunt Lodi. Oh. Jane, not Jan. Jane. Didn't see the E. I knew that sounded wrong to me, but that's not her name. The E was very little. Okay, here it is.
I wouldn't even be careful of that string because that string's 50 years old.
Yeah, the
too.
string's 50 years old. So this is a goose egg that has been blown out and hollowed. Inside has red glitter. And the same angel, that's the same angel that was in my purple egg. Look at it sitting on a bed of gold.
So I know that she
Look at how
glittered it,
pretty.
glued and glittered it, but do you think she put any type of a hardener to help it, or do you think she just put like a really? Because I know.
I don't know.
So that's a goose egg.
This is a goose egg.
So I know they're thicker eggs, but I was just wondering, did she reinforce it?
I just think with the glue and the glitter is the reinforcement it has. And then it's got the beautiful angel inside. I love it. Thank you, Cousin Jane. I don't want to set this down anywhere. I want it to go right back in the box until we get it on the tree.
Well, here, just
So
put the plastic bag.
I'm going to put it back in the bag without dropping it.
And didn't you say that you notified her and let her know that?
I let her know. And then she's going to come on and go, my name's not Jan. I was reading and I didn't see the E. It's Jane. Cousin Jane. So that is at least 50 years old, at least.
So that's going to go in here and that's going to go.
And it will stay treasured. I'm going to put it upstairs in my secretary desk off the holidays.
That's protected. There's nothing in here that's protected. Here. So I'm going to set it back.
Why is there pepper all over the
Don't
spice
put it where the
rack?
pepper pot keeps falling off.
Good Lord.
That's not protected there.
That's not.
Well, everything falls off of the microwave and you're just going to crush it by the pepper pinch pot. It's meandering. He's wandering. It's going to go on top of the DIY salad bar. Oh, take it easy. Don't get so excited. Hello, Equisize. Hello. Did our coffee or tea, did it go off?
Oh, it probably went off. Probably need to redo it again. It's probably like 20 degrees now.
It is chilly in here.
Oh, how come it's not turned on?
Did we blow a? No, there it goes. We didn't blow a fuse. We didn't blow a fuse. Okay, so.
Right. It'll only take a couple seconds and I'll be back up to me. Okay, so.
Did we discuss what everybody's having for breakfast? What would you like for breakfast when we get done with our live today? We could do biscuits and gravy. We can do pancakes. Do you want to do pancakes?
Pancakes?
Yeah.
You mean like make up pancakes or get the frozen ones out of the freezer?
No, make up some pancakes. The only reason we had frozen ones in the freezer was because I got a coupon for a free frozen bag of pancakes. I got 4 of them for free. I gave a lot of them to the kids, but we had one.
Pancakes, I want a big stack, and there's a reason why I like a big stack. It's not because I want a lot of pancakes, which it is, but I'm the kind of guy that puts butter on each layer, and then I put the syrup on the top of it. But it's the butter, salty butter that I like, and so I've got to have at least probably like a 6 stack.
6.
A 6 stack.
You like to go 6 deep?
6 to 8.
Wow. 8 on a good day?
8 on a good day.
Yum. I think we're having pancakes for breakfast. Major's having kisses for breakfast. Can anyone guess what I'm sewing right now? A Christmas stocking. Are you doing a Christmas stocking? Is it a paper pattern that's been giving you so much trouble? Did that beep? Have we missed it again?
It just peeped right now.
Well, let's get it in.
All right. I like the way you think. Let's go.
I don't even know if we're going to get to breakfast.
You didn't even clear this out. You go dump it out.
Don't you dare. That is just what I poured in there.
All right.
Okay, so I'm going to turn this way, open the lid.
So Major's having kisses for breakfast?
Or is he giving kisses for breakfast? We don't know.
Kisses for breakfast.
Okay, there's our tea diffuser. La, 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 la. Go ahead and put some water in there, Papa Jim.
If I had kisses for breakfast, Hershey's Kisses or whatever, I would not, I'd pass out. So I'm going to have the Country Mama Kisses.
Go here because I put it all in.
You put the whole thing in?
Yep. All right.
Right.
There. Stop. Oh, look at the tea leaf dance. It's got all of the pretty little candy canes spinning around.
How long did it say to steep for?
3 to 5 minutes.
All right, so 5 minutes. So
do we have an official timekeeper going for 5 minutes?
I need a 5-minute timer. So it'll be, oh, look at that. It'll be 11 o'clock.
It'll be exactly 11 o'clock. Borderline 11. Let's find our calendar for our little 6th graders for our Advent calendar today.
Did we ever guess what Rochelle's
I don't know.
sewing right now?
We're waiting for, well, I guess, but I think I said Christmas stocking. Are you sewing something for Dexter?
A Christmas stocking, a pair of socks. Oh, you're sewing. You're sewing. You're sewing. I thought you were knitting or crocheting.
That's this crazy girl right here.
So sewing. I don't know. All right. What day are we at?
Today's the 22nd. I'm waiting to see what she says too.
Hmm.
Are you sewing? I think you must be sewing something for Dexter to keep his little booty warm because you're going to get some cold. Today's the 22nd. So our little sixth graders today, oh, this applies to what we're doing today. Day 22, your random act of kindness is spend time with a friend. Will you be my friend?
All right, just for the day.
Okay. All right. I have to get my glasses on. 'Cause
I'm making
old.
him a Raglan shirt.
So it is something for
It
Dexter. All right. Here is our random act of kindness for the 22nd of December, 2022. So it's 12222022 today.
Toot, toot.
Toot, toot. Okay. Your act of kindness for today is spending time with a friend. Maybe you can try baking or buying treats and decorating them with a friend. If you need recipes, click on the links. Oh, they even put links in it today for some delicious Christmas recipes. We'll have to review those and see what those are. If you have your own recipe you want to use, feel free to use it. I love how they give you permission to just do your own thing. That's so, I love these little kids. If there are any allergies, be sure to check with the friend you're baking with. If you need, we also have options for icing, such as cream cheese and royal icing. Again, please check for allergies. When you are done baking, you should put the cookies on a cookie pan and let them cool down. Then invite a friend to decorate them with. We recommend gumdrops, chocolate chips, and more goodies like that. Put icing on the treats and enjoy. Oh, how sweet. They have recipes here for gingerbread men, ginger snap recipe,
Sugar cookies.
a sugar cookie
Do we have stuff to
recipe.
make cookies today, I wonder?
We would if our chickens would just lay eggs.
You guys have eggs for cookies?
Yeah.
Mm.
But I'll come up with something for you. Royal icing recipe and cream cheese icing.
That's pretty cool.
And here they've got a little artwork of, I love the chandelier. I mean, they are making cookies in style. Look at that. That's a nice big kitchen island they're working on too. Oh, look at this. This is a really nice kitchen that these friends are baking treats in. Let's ask Papa Jim. Papa Jim, what's the most important thing about a kitchen?
Cleanliness.
When you're looking to buy a home, what do you look for in a kitchen?
Double oven.
Double oven.
That's a kind of a funny.
That's an inside joke. We were house hunting in Southern California, and we found a home that we absolutely loved, and we ended up having one built, and we moved into it. But this little snooty lady came in while we were in there, and we just thought we had gone back to that house 3, 4, 5 times because we really liked it.
Probably more than that.
Yeah, more than that. I mean, we just go in and sit on the floor and just dream it would be ours someday. And she came in, she's like, God, there's no double oven. I cannot live in a house. I simply cannot live in a house without a double oven. How could you even consider this house when there's no double oven? Everybody has to have a double oven. She went on and on and on about a double oven.
I could barely get her to use one oven. I couldn't even think about 2 ovens.
How many ovens do we have in my new kitchen?
One.
What kind is it?
A toaster oven.
A toaster oven. I don't even have a regular oven. Oh. Uh-oh. Refreshing the live.
Who's not seeing?
Oh, did we lose them?
Did we lose a major or lose somebody?
Are we back, guys? Hang on. We may have lost you because of the weather. We may have lost you. Let us know in the chat if we're back.
Can you see us now? Can you see me now?
Oh, did we lose you guys? Oh, they said we can see you. You guys are fine. What happened? You guys had us thinking. Did we just lose Major for a minute and now things are dinging? What are we at now? It's 11 o'clock. That's 5 minutes.
How do you pronounce it? EQs?
Equus, like an equine.
Equus eyes were not showing up.
Okay. Hey! Hello, Wide Family Farm.
Okay, so it's 11. Yep.
It's 11.
Time.
It's time for tea. So we're going to bring the camera down. We're going to put our Santa's Secret tea.
Okay, I have to
in our
smell
cup.
it first, though.
Okay.
Oh, burnt my nose. Oh,
Is it a nice whiff?
it smells like a tea.
It smells like a tea. Let's bring it down and get
Yeah.
it into our cup and see. Now it says it has
Did you-
sweeteners.
Did you show them the color first in this before you put it in there?
Well, when I put it in there, they'll get a little bit of a
Okay,
glimpse.
A glimpse of how.
A glimpse of the coloring of the tea, how pretty it is. But wait till you see it go into the cup. Here we go. Courtney has joined us from Wide Family Farm. Getting a nice full cup of tea with this one because we just put the entire bit in.
Yes, she put the tire. I didn't realize. that
Reheat
was-
more water to 200 grandpa.
Okay.
We'll see if we can get 2 cups of tea out of this today.
So
Sniffing Santa's tea bag. Why should you seem shocked? I'm sure it's something you do all the time. Secret's out.
I just don't know what to say.
The secret's out. Jim sniffs Santa's tea bag. Oh, it does look good. Look at this beautiful. You know what is what I did? Papa Jim doesn't know this, but yesterday I started this yesterday. You know, I love to hold the tea up to show you guys the beautiful color of the tea, and then but you can't see it because the sun's coming in this way. I could see. Look at the beautiful color of that tea.
It is nice.
It's beautiful, but you guys can't really see it. So what I did yesterday is I got out my candling flashlight that we candle eggs with. So I could try to point it through so you could get a little idea of the color. But it was really,
Go from underneath.
I'm burning my fingers. The tea's hot. Oh, go from underneath. No, it doesn't really do it from underneath. But you guys, I wish you could see the pretty, ooh. I feel like I'm on Twilight Zone.
All right,
I mean,
guys,
that doesn't
ready?
even, there. Well, but still, it's got an amber color and that doesn't show it as pretty. I feel like I'm on X-Files or something. Courtney likes a robust
Hang on.
tea.
How about down this way?
Don't drop it in there. Well, I got to come up to show them. I don't know. I really wanted to share with you guys the pretty colors. That didn't do it justice. Not all heroes wear capes. Yeah. Oh, no, we're not offending anybody. I think it's hysterical.
All heroes wear clothes.
Papa Jim says not all heroes wear clothes. Okay, so this is a black tea with peppermint.
Okay.
It did have all of these other ingredients, and I'm not sure how sweet it is, so we may need to add some sweetener.
Let's try it
So,
first and see what it does.
Let's give this a little tasty roux, shall we? It smells pretty. I'm going to say it needs sweetener. Papa Jim, you go ahead and try it.
Everything needs sweetener for you.
I know. Looks like regular tea color to you. Yeah, I don't think the little bits of peppermint candy helped with the coloring at all.
It's a good tea. It needs sweetener.
Do you know what I want to put in it?
What?
Some of our peppermint syrup.
You want to try peppermint syrup?
Yes, let's put some peppermint syrup in it that we put in our coffees. And that'll sweeten it, and we'll just get it's right here. What's that? No. No, if we had peppermint, he grabbed the toasted caramel, some libations, but no, if we had
All right.
some peppermint schnapps, that might go in here, but no, we've got some peppermint.
I figure since I'm home from work, I might.
Well, we
as
can
well.
do that later. We
for
can make a
cake.
hot toddy or something later.
Okay, so
Go
this
ahead.
is peppermint. How many you want?
And just squirt me once. Okay. Squirt me once and squirt me twice and tell me that you love me. Just one today.
Squirt me once, squirt me twice. I think it's gonna need more.
Isn't there a song, Kiss Me Once, Kiss Me Twice? Okay, let's see. Some heroes wear nightgowns.
All
He's wearing a nightgown. He is. He's my hero.
right. What we got there? Any more of that?
Yes, it needs one more squirt.
I knew it.
Hit me again, baby.
me bring it down.
Yeah, don't squirt from afar. Then it goes
No,
everywhere.
it does.
And it's messy. We got stuff to clean up. Keep your squirts under control, man. Oh, that hits the spot. That's it. Ding, ding, ding. We got a winner.
You know, I got other flavors too.
I'm behaving myself. I'm not. In my mind, I'm not behaving myself, but I'm going to behave myself.
Young Amish lad.
Oh, try that one. Try that, Papa Jim. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. That's what she said. Equisize is unable to join the chat as it's not showing up, but said she loves and best wishes to all. Okay. Return that, please. Oh, my God. Enough with the squirts. I'm behaving so I don't get kicked off of YouTube. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to behave myself. Y'all are dirtier than my night show. We are perfectly behaving ourselves. I can't help it that there are innuendos that get misinterpreted because I'm a good girl. Can't contain himself.
I was a young Amish lad, unknown to the worldly ways until I met her. So
Don't let him fool you.
anyway, so what do they what no, I'm not gonna say it. Like I said, what trades do people think working trades, like what type of would you think is associated with like kind of like dirty humor and stuff like that, you know?
Truck drivers,
Plumbers. I was gonna say,
plumbers.
I come. My daddy was a mechanic, and I'm one too.
They all got. Here's the thing in this home, in this family, and in this household. Ooh, look, we got like a snow tornado going on. Now it's blowing across the road. We had like a snow tornado just now. If it weren't for the gutter, my mind would be homeless. That's pretty much the Thompson family motto.
Pretty much when your boys make a person whose job is it to be crude and rude and all that good stuff, when you make him.
Well, I told them before, and I don't know
Right.
if you were with me when we went to Dick's Last Resort. Our server had to get permission from the manager
Yeah.
to take it up a notch with us because we are
So.
something. Street cleaners, roofers are the scrubbiest of all trades. Drywall. I know a drywaller.
Roofers.
Oh boy, the drywaller. That mine is in the
Yeah.
gutter.
That's my
That's what
job.
drywall does.
Yeah.
Mm,
Well, mechanics or
that's good.
automotive technicians in that all realm.
The stuff that his coworkers they send back and forth. Oh my gosh, these
Yeah.
boys are naughty.
So anyway.
Anyway,
Anywho.
so Papa Jim doesn't know this. I'm gonna watch the screen for his reaction, and I'm gonna tell him what I shared with you guys
Yeah,
for our
yeah.
story time the other day about when we went to Jamaica and what we did in Jamaica.
Well, in Jamaica, we
I told him about the cow.
that wasn't we, that was me.
Well, we went to Jamaica. You had the cow experience. I was just a bystander.
If you have never had a warm cow breath on your man regions while you're a block wall with holes in it, you have never experienced life.
I told them we went skinny dipping too. And I told him about that man that got me the seashell and then like drugged me swimming into the pirate
Yeah.
caves and my terrible, terrible sunburn.
Good times.
And what I did on Winston Winstina's dance floor. I told them the whole thing. They know way too much about us now, and you weren't even here to defend yourself. He's reading the chat.
I'm a tapper.
I think she's a
A
taper.
taper?
Oh, taper. She does drywall tape.
Oh, she's
She's
a
a
taper.
taper.
Okay.
Papa Jim's a tapper.
I thought she was. I honestly, when I first looked, I thought she said she was a trapper, like trapping animals and stuff, like a trapper. I'm going, huh? What? A taper. I've known to do this. I can drywall.
Papa Jim drywalls.
I drywall this whole house.
He
Most
tapes.
of it.
He textures.
I texture.
He
I
floats
tape.
seams.
I float.
I usually do the screw holes. I do those.
She screws.
and he floats.
I
And
have
then
to
he
fill the holes
textures,
in.
and he does it well.
I've had to learn to fill the holes in.
Oh, thank you for stopping by, Court. It was nice to see you. We've only got 2 days left of tea. If you like, this is David's Tea. There's links in the description below. I'm not an affiliate with them. I don't get anything from it. Just sharing the goodness of the tea that Papa Jim bought me for Christmas. I'm usually the dirtiest on the job site. She is, because she's probably got mud all over when she
Probably
digs.
so.
Or are you talking about your mind? Isn't the Tappers something for a public restroom? Ooh, are we going there?
So tapers.
Courtney, I don't know what that is, but I will tell you I learned something very interesting about pineapples, pampas grass. What was the other
Flamingos.
thing? And flamingos. We got an education a couple weeks ago about upside down pineapples, flamingos, and pampas grass. And then we went to the store and Papa Jim went around and turned all of the pineapples upside down. We were in the store the other day. We were in the store on Sunday and we walked by the produce department and there were some kids running around like, late teens.
Right, late teens.
College kids, maybe. And they had prominently displayed several crude reenactments with upside down pineapples, and they were either mangoes or papayas. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But we caught on to it right away. We saw it. Oh. Courtney, if you have to leave, thank you so much for joining us. It was good to see you, friends. Stay nice and warm. We're sending weather your way. It's negative 35 here right now, or 34. Negative 34 or something is the wind chill, and we're sending it your way. Yeah. So, but guys, we're coming up on 1 hour. And here's the thing. We're going to be running out of time on our StreamYard. We only are allotted so many hours a month, and we're approaching that time. So if we want to have enough time for tomorrow's live and then our Christmas Eve live, we need to really try to keep it to an hour today. I wonder what happened there. Love you, Courtney. Merry Christmas. If we don't hear from you again,
yes,
I know
Merry
you
Christmas.
guys are busy. I don't know what's
going on.
Something's happening in the chat room.
Going on?
I don't know what's going on with YouTube, but I'm losing more subscribers. Like it's like they're taking them away. I don't know. Maybe I offended somebody with our skinny dipping story or the upside down pineapples, but we've lost almost 20. Just like they just keep taking them away.
In and out?
I think he has. Use a different email and set up another account. I could do that.
Who? Who's she talking to? You or him?
She's talking to me so that we get 20 more hours of StreamYard. Just set it up in a different way.
Oh, to use that one? Oh, I get it now.
I could go to Melon if we need to. But more importantly than running out of hours on our StreamYard is, oh, look, there's another Snownato.
Where are you looking at? I don't see
they
nothing.
blow up. There's like the wind comes and then it's got the ditch. And so I think there's a little bit of resistance. And so it all swirls up and then it blows across the road and then it dies back down in these really cool Snownatos. If it's so hazy out right now with all the blowing snow, we can't even see the sun. Even though the sun's out, because you could tell we've got sunshine. We can't see the sun.
Sometimes when the sun peeks out on weather like this, what do you get?
Sun dogs. If we get, I've been waiting all year for a nice sun dog. So if we could get a sun dog this winter, I'll get a really nice video of a sun dog. If you've not seen a sun dog, go back in my videos. I do have a really nice video of a sun dog that we got. At Equisize has disappeared off of yours and others' comments. I think been blocked
for some reason.
I haven't blocked Equisize.
Oh.
Can one of the mods check? Well, Major, you're a mod. Rochelle's a mod, I believe. You guys, if you could check to see if Equisize is okay.
How come Rochelle doesn't have a...
I don't know why on this she doesn't. Oh, no. This is Major's pen that he's always gotten, that he salutes
Oh,
with.
he put that on
That's
with
not his wrench.
Okay.
I can't wait to see Dexter in his little shirt. All right. Well, Major, you check that out. Nobody on our end has blocked Equisize. So, and I don't know why that would have happened unless it was a sincere mistake, because there was certainly no reason for it as far as I could tell. And see if you can remedy that. But we're coming up on that 1 hour mark. I've got to feed this man. He's been up
Feed me, Seymour. Feed me.
He's been up since before dawn. And so we're going to make...
My beard's all getting all scruffy.
You looking looking like a little bit like a Santa Claus.
Yeah.
You just need this to turn white. Once this turns white,
What turns white?
your mustache. I'm not doing that again. You'll bite me. Then we can get you
Not
looking like a
hard.
proper Santa.
Yeah, I don't know.
He didn't play a reindeer this year. Usually
No,
he is a
yeah.
reindeer that pulls Santa's sleigh for the Christmas parade, and he didn't do it this year. You know, give it a few more years, you might be the Santa. You get that white growing in.
Well,
on
last
that
year
bird.
I had it growing pretty long, but this year I've trimmed it. I don't know.
Rochelle, I've not watched them. Once we sit down, I
What-
will. We didn't watch. I didn't get to watch the links last night because just when you sent the links, we got some information. Papa Jim had just gotten home from work, and then a coworker contacted him, want to make sure he made it back to home okay because there was
It was a bad
terrible
accident.
accident,
Right after I left.
and like they said, there were fatalities,
My turnoff.
and it's the road he travels on. So.
Yeah. From one
just
road to
kinda
another
just-
road.
We just kind of settled in for the night and
Yeah.
didn't do too awfully much, but I'll watch those links. I'll watch them. But for now, I think we're going to make some.
Yeah, we're gonna make some breakfast pancakes.
and
I'm gonna try to talk.
coffee.
I'm gonna try to talk her into making some. We'll make some cookies. I want to make cookies. I want to make cookies with her.
Oh, I love you.
Yeah.
I'll make cookies with you. You might have to go coax an egg or two out of a chicken.
I gotta slap my chickens around a little bit.
Well, the thing is that they've already laid eggs. They're frozen. So,
we'll see.
and we've got eggs in the freezer, but they're frozen. But if we can get into the freezer and get out a bag that isn't filled with peppers and onions for omelets, we'll let those thaw out, and then later in the day we can make some cookies with those
We'll see.
eggs.
We'll see. Anyway, if not, then we'll come up with something
This
else.
is what I'm worried about. The wind chill's negative 35. It's
Yes.
cold out there today. Did anybody do anything with the little refrigerator out in the summer kitchen before winter hit?
No.
What does that mean?
Stuff's frozen inside of it.
And what's frozen inside of the little refrigerator now?
Beverages,
What kind of beverages?
alcoholic beverages.
There's beer. I bet you those beer cans all exploded. And there's like little geysers of frozen beer in the little refrigerator.
You know what that
bet
means,
you.
don't you?
That means this spring I get to clean out a refrigerator.
We get to clean out the fridge.
We?
Yeah.
We?
You in the mouse in your pocket.
Me and the mouse in my pocket. Okay, if we decide later on today or this weekend or whatever, we will film upstairs what's living underneath the cedar chest.
You know what?
I'm not too proud to admit that we get critters in this house. We
No.
live on a farm.
We
It
live on a farm.
happens.
So you got to remember too, you have 2 major times of the year that these fields are disturbed. You have when they plant and when they harvest. And let me tell you what, the critters go wild.
And they all come running here and they find little ways to get in the house.
And they see that you have vacancy and no vacancy. Well, our no burnt out. And so it just says vacancy, vacancy, vacancy.
We had a mouse one time that was in some of our Christmas ornaments when we lived in California, and I opened the box and I had it was a porcelain ornament, and it opened up on hinges. It was all painted pretty, really pretty, like Ives and whatever. Anyways, it opened up with a little gold hinge, and you would put potpourri or whatever in it and hang it on your tree. And when I opened the box, this little Christmas ball was just slightly open and on its side, and a little mouse had built its little nest. It
Inside of
chewed
it.
up a bunch of little paper, and it was sleeping inside the little Christmas ornament. Oh my God.
I think we left that.
I left it.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, we had a family of mice in our mailbox for the longest time.
Yeah. You know what?
And
yeah.
I love watching them. Whenever our granddaughter would come over, she'd like, Grandma, can we go check the mail? And we go check the mail and we'd open it to see the little family of mice, the little Feifels living back there. And then one day Papa Jim says, well, I got a notification that a package was delivered, but it's not here. And so we called down to the post office to see where they left the package. It's like, yeah, the mail lady won't deliver to you anymore because she's afraid of the mice that are in your mailbox. It's not a little mailbox. We have one of those big rural route mailboxes. And they were always tucked in the back, and then they would run down the hole that was in the back if they needed to get out. But what was cute is we'd get the mail in the evening, and they must really either the corners would be chewed off for them to add to their nest,
Or the tape where they lick it.
or where
The seam.
the seam to seal the envelope where the glue is.
That
They
glue must be
have
tasty.
yeah. It would just have a nice little neat little bit where they would just chew off little strips across where the envelopes
I
opened.
had to seal that mailbox up.
They had to be evicted.
Yeah, that was sad.
And then the next time our little granddaughter came over and wanted to go out and see the mice, we had to break her heart and tell her that they moved.
They moved.
We just told her they moved. We didn't tell them that they were evicted. We just said that they had to move.
I didn't hurt them or anything. I just, when they were outside of the mailbox, I just sealed it up. So anyway.
So we'll see what's living upstairs. We've got critters here all the time.
You want to do our next show or tomorrow's thing out in the summer kitchen?
No, I don't want this. The key word is summer. It would be very cold out there in that kitchen to do a live tomorrow.
Tomorrow's supposed to be colder than today. So yeah.
If you can imagine, colder than negative 34.
So the tea, as you're pouring the water out of the tea kettle, it would freeze as it's coming down.
It would.
So anyway.
Negative 35. No, it's still negative 8 and feels like negative 35.
Well, make sure you tell people or you let everybody know that it's the actual temperature is negative 8. It's not actually negative 35.
Right. But we have had times where the temperature's been like, I remember one time I had to take our son to the emergency room and the actual temperature was negative 29.
Right. No, I'm not saying we don't get it.
Oh, we get it.
I'm just saying that right now. Usually
we get it good.
Temperatures are like January. January we will see the heavy Arctic. I mean, where Santa Claus and the reindeer. That's why
when Rudolph is stuck to the porch.
That's why Christmas is in December, not January, because Rudolph and the reindeers would be stuck to the porch, and we'd have to get the Pam and the spatula out.
We're gonna need a spatula and some Pam.
Yeah.
Speaking of Pam, let's make pancakes.
All right,
Rover,
everybody, thank you for coming. Thank you for being here.
We will see you guys tomorrow morning.
I'll be
Jim
here.
will probably be here.
Hopefully.
Have a good day, guys. Be safe.
All right.
Take care of each other. Take care of yourselves. Have a blessed day, and we will see you tomorrow. And then we'll get caught up on the chat after I say goodbye, or else we'll be here forever. Bye.
Bye.
And the broadcast.